greetings, this is M squared. We're going to write some equations in slope-intercept form. When you are asked to write equations, they either give you a graph, they give you 2 points, or they give you a point and a slope. But whenever you write an equation of a line, there are 2 things you have to have. You have to have a point, or the y-intercept, and you have to have the slope. Now in slope-intercept form, you have to have the y-intercept and the slope. So we're going to go through each of the 3 ways to do this. So here's the graph on our line. It's always important. I want to find the slope, and I want to find the y-intercept, which is known as b in our slope-intercept form. So the y-intercept is the easiest to find because it's where the line crosses the y-axis. That's the y-intercept. And it looks like it crosses at 0, 0, which means y is 0. So our y-intercept, or b, is 0. To find our slope, remember, we find 2 points on the line and we count how many do I go down, how many do I go over. So I always go from left to right. I pick a point to the left and go to the right. So it's 1, 2, 3, I'm down 3, over 2. So the slope is -3 halves. Once I have that, it's easy to write it in slope-intercept form. Because slope-intercept form says put the slope in front of the x as its coefficient and put the y-intercept there. Now you don't need a +0. I just put it there so you can see that that's where the y-intercept would go. This is acceptable. I don't think a teacher would normally count you off for +0 because, you know, adding 0 doesn't do anything to it, but it just looks better to write it like this. But you can ask your teacher. Okay, next for the points. Remember, we need a slope and we need a y-intercept. Whenever I'm given 2 points, I always look at the x's, because if one of the x's was 0, then I'd already have my y-intercept, but we don't have that. So we're going to go ahead and use our slope formula, which is y minus y over x minus x. So I'm going to take the y's, and I'm going to put 1y here and 1y here. Then I take the x's, put the first x there, and then the next one. And then I simplify. 2 negatives make a positive, so I end up with 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. -2 minus 2 is -4. When I reduce that, I get a -3 halves, and I didn't know I did that on purpose. I mean, I didn't do that on purpose. Okay, so now we're going to find the y-intercept, and there are different ways to do that. You could graph it and try to figure it out, but how I like to do it is I take my slope-intercept form, and I pick a point. I'm going to pick this one. This is x, this is y, this is m. I'm solving for b, so I put x, y, and m in for my equation. So y was 2, so I say 2 equals, so y equals mx plus b, just so you can see it. The m was -3 halves. Then I have this 2. I'm sorry, this 2, because it's the x, and then plus b. So now I'm going to simplify. -2 divided by 2 is -1, and the negatives cancel because those are both negatives. So now I have 2 equals 3 plus b. So I'm going to minus 3 from both sides, and I get -1 equals b. Well, once I have my y-intercept and my slope, I'm ready to write my equation in slope-intercept form. This is a little tricky. It takes a little practice, but you can get it. And there's my equation in slope-intercept form, because I found my slope, and then I found my y-intercept. Okay, last one. There is something called point-slope form, so I want to show you that real quick. If you're given a point and a slope, you can use that form and then change it to slope-intercept form. So this one I'm going to do that way. It's another option if you don't really like this. After you find the slope, you can find the point, the y-intercept a different way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to write that down. This formula says y minus y1, that's our y1, equals m, they gave us our m, times x minus x1. So let me write that down. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So these are my variables. They stay x and y. The other ones, this is the point and that's the slope. So now I just want to distribute on the right side. We have -2x plus 14, because a -2 times a -7 is plus 14. and I'm going to get y alone. Remember, I need to get y alone. So I add 2 to both sides, because slope-intercept form is when you have y alone. Whoops, I got my little x. And that's another way to do it. So some people like this a lot better. It's a little easier if you're getting it in slope-intercept form. Some people like to do it this way. So whatever you choose, good luck. M squared signing out.